At ringside, and at this time, a very warm welcome to you, the viewers, joining us at home at Dave. This is Heyday from the O2 Arena, London! This is international heavyweight boxing. Please welcome to the ring now, from Australia, the Dominator, Mori.Polный.
Rocky Balboa got his shot at glory when Apollo Creed was looking through a fighter's directory. This fight came about when Mori answered David Hayes' call on Twitter. The man nicknamed the Dominator, the man who has characterized himself as the B-side of the equation, as the man who is here supposedly as a stepping stone for David Hay, has made his way through the arena and stepped through the strands, where he is receiving a rather hostile reception from this capacity crowd here at the O2 Arena in London. David Hayes' hometown, remember. BJ Flores, what do you make of his demeanor?
Mark has come in very focused today. He was focused yesterday. He's been focused for this entire camp. He told us at the meeting. So, you know, I look for him to be focused, but I think simply, Ronald, it's a different league right now. So Mark's going to have to do something to unseat David Hay early in this fight and maybe change the complexion of this fight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after a long 3.5 years, please welcome to the ring, two-weight world champion, the Haymaker, David Hay!
David Hay being pounded together as he emerges from the locker room and towards the boxing ring for the first time in 3.5 years. A look of focus in the eyes, a quick rinse of the gum shield from his new trainer, Shane McGuigan. And if that surname sounds familiar, that's because he's the son of Hall of Famer Barry McGuigan, the former WBA featherweight champion of the world. And for what it's worth, McGuigan Sr. has been watching Hay in training and has given the Haymaker his seal of approval, bigger than ever, and just as fast and sharp and powerful as he was before. That's McGuigan's assessment, but Hay has it all to prove in the boxing ring. It's a remix of his familiar ring walk anthem, McFadden and Whitehead, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. And look at the smile that is spread across the lips of the former two-weight world champion as he steps back into the O2 Arena for the third time in his career. into a boxing arena for the first time in 3.5 years. And there's very much a love in here. The place is packed to the rafters, and he is singing as he makes his way to the ring. This is just a stone's throw from where he grew up in Bermondsey, and he is sauntering his way towards the roped arena, enjoying every step.
I love the fact, Ronald, that David Haye has taken his time. He's waited 3.5 years for this moment. He's ready to get in that ring, but not too much of a rush, really soaking up the love the fans are showing him right now.
Well, the tectonic plates of the mountainous heavyweight landscape have undergone a seismic shift since David Haye last stepped into the boxing ring. The iron grip that Dr. Steelhammer Vladimir Klitschko used to shackle the titles to Germany for so long, that was broken by a brilliant performance by Tyson Fury, shifting the balance of power to Britain. Olympic champion Anthony Joshua, he's undefeated as a professional and rising rapidly through the heavyweight ranks. Deontay Wilder, America's last male Olympic medalist after picking up a medal in Beijing. He's defending his WBC title tonight, and that is the landscape that David Haye is stepping back into. He feels he's got the beating of all of them, but he hasn't delivered a punch in anger for 3.5 years. Into the boxing ring, taking up residence in the blue corner, and the applause continues to cascade down from every seat in this O2 arena that is filled to the rafters here on the banks of the River Thames.
This is the type of atmosphere, Ronald, that every fighter wants to be a part of, and being present here at the O2 Arena right now with all these fans going crazy over their loved heavyweight. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in these next couple of months, because there's a lot of excitement in the UK in the heavyweight division right now.
Well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape between David the Haymaker Haye and the Dominator Mark de Mori. David Haye, a well-documented 35 years of age, slightly taller. He's coming at the heaviest weight of his career, but still, the broad, barrel-chested Mark de Mori is the heavier man. Both boxers operating out of the orthodox stance. Both of them have healthy knockout percentages as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of David Haye's Haymaker Promotions and Salter Brothers Entertainment, you are all very welcome here to Hay Day, in association with the O2 London and sponsored by the Intercontinental Hotel, IM360, Kaiser Gym Equipment, and Global Eye International Wealth Solutions. This is 10 3-minute runs of international heavyweight boxing, and all our officials ringside are appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Our supervisor, Mr. Mick Collier, is alongside Mr. Robert Smith, and our 3 scoring judges. From Reading, Mr. Jeff Hines. From Gillingham, Mr. Ian John Lewis. From Twickenham, Mr. Marcus McDonnell. On the bell, our timekeeper. From Ruislip, Mr. Peter McCann. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action. From Watford, Mr. Bob Williams. And so, ladies and gentlemen, for the 16,000 in attendance here at ringside, and for those watching on Dave and around the world, the officials are ready. The boxers are ready. Are you ready for the main event? In the red corner, wearing black with red trim, alongside head trainer, 2-time Olympian Mario Cevalla. At the weigh-in, he scaled 17 stone, 5 pounds, 8 ounces, 243 US pounds. His record, an impressive one. 30 wins from 33 contests, 26 wins inside the distance, only 1 defeat, 2 draws. Former WBU Germany champion, former World Boxing Foundation heavyweight champion, undefeated since 2004, ranked number 10 in the world with the WBA. From Perth, Western Australia, the Dominator, Mark de Mori. And in the blue corner, with head trainer Shane McGuigan, wearing white shorts with gold. On the scales, 16 stone, 3 pounds, 5 ounces, 227 US pounds. From 28 contests, 26 wins, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. The former undisputed WBA, WBC, WBO and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight World Champion. The former WBA Heavyweight Champion of the World. Making a welcome return to the ring after a 3.5-year hiatus from Bermondsey, London, England, the Haymaker, David Hay.
Okay, lads, obey my commands. In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Defend yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
After 3.5 years out of the ring, there's no doubt that David Hay will be rested. But how quickly can he shed the ring rest that will have inevitably accumulated during that time? We're about to find out in this heavyweight contest, scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds, as David Hay squares off against Mori.Polный. So here we go then. The heavyweight return of David Hay is underway. This heavyweight main event bout scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds. And immediately David Hay is on the front foot, the former 2-weight world champion, wearing predominantly white trunks trimmed with gold and black.
So important this first round, Ronald. Both guys going to go out and try to establish a couple things. David looking to establish his jab. Just barely missed that right hand there, but looks very loose here in the first part of this first round.
Mori.Polный trying a speculative overhand right, just got behind the left hand of David Hay. David Hay with that familiar wide-legged stance, stalking his man, and already has got through with a good 1-2 combination. Mori.Polный said that he's going to try and lure Hay into his power zone, but already he's being hit with heavy leather to both head and body.
That right hand hurt him, Ronald. He set it up with the hook. Mori.Polный reached up to catch the shot. David came with a straight right and definitely rattled him there. Still taking his time and looking, but not a good start for Polный. Got to let his hands go.
David Hay, well, his timing just a little bit awry on that occasion, and that's one of the questions we want to find out during the course of this heavyweight return. Threw a right hand and missed rather badly, his momentum carrying him toward the turnbuckle in the neutral corner just above us. And again, you can see the tactics of Mori.Polный launching that speculative right hand. He's just taken another hard right hand to the ribcage, and already the man from Western Australia is on the retreat. His hands are rather low, and that could present an inviting target for a puncher as quick and as dynamic as Hay.
Very inviting, Ronald. He's got to give David Hay something to look at. He can't let him just walk right in, because if he does, he's going to take some heavy artillery.
And he's taking some right now. Again, the ribcage being rattled, the head being shaken, and now Mori nodding his head and waving David Hay on. And he obliges with a big left hook that sends him back to the ropes, and he's standing stock still. Not a good place to be against a dynamite puncher such as David Hay. You may as well sign up to face a firing squad at dawn. There's a massive right hand, and Mori's in real trouble. He's down on the canvas. His right arm is pointing straight up, and when they fall like that, they very seldom beat the count. Bob Williams has waved it off, and David Hay has made the briefest of ring returns. A first-round knockout winner. He's hoisted aloft by his new trainer, Shane McGuigan. And the crowd here in the O2 Arena giving him the most rapturous reception on this, his ring return, which has proved to be a victorious one. But it was oh so brief. Mori.Polный not making it out of the first round. David Hay racking up another knockout.
And you saw how he did it. He had Mori in that corner. Mori put his earmuffs on. David said, okay, I'm going to let you come out of your shell. I'm going to coax you out. Mori shoots a slow jab. David comes over the top of the right hand and knocks him spark out, Ronald. He's in bad shape over there.
He is indeed still in bad shape. There's Cam Nakvi, there's Ruben Tabarez and Shane McGuigan alongside David Hay. But Mark Mori still receiving attention from the medics. There's his trainer Mario Savolia. So the doctor's just ensuring that everything is okay with Mark Mori after absorbing those heavy punches that sent him to the canvas. And of course, the safety of the boxers is of paramount importance.
And great victory for David. Of course, we hope Mark Mori is okay. They're tending him now, but very exciting to have David Hay back in the heavyweight division. You know, this guy, he's always had power, he's always had speed, but now he's got a new founded size. He's 16 stone, 3 pounds, and this creates a very interesting element in the heavyweight division because with David Hay's new size, it makes him a very good match for anybody.
So still Mark Mori receiving attention. The stool's being placed close to him now, so that suggests he's going to be helped to that stool and that he's breathing and moving okay. He's up on his feet, Mark Mori, which is good to see. And now a sporting embrace between the two combatants, but you can see there oxygen being administered. He's okay, he's been retreated back to his red corner. But let's just take a look at the manner in which this contest was finished by David Hay.
And David Hay had him in the corner there. You see Mark Mori push out that little soft jab. David followed him back with the overhand right. He was out before he hit the ground, Ronald, but David put the finishing combinations on, and after that, it was academic. Mark was already out, and, you know, good timing and good precision by a heavyweight who went up almost a full stone, who apparently was maybe going to be a little slower based on what we saw at the weigh-in, but very nice reflexes and great precision punching by David Hay. More good stuff. You see him putting that measure out there, just trying to bait Mori to do something, and the plan worked to full effect. Nice left uppercut on his way down, and that's something David Hay's always done very well. When he gets his man hurt, he likes to get him out of there.
And that was a moment of celebration, immediately climbing the turnbuckle. A celebratory one here at the O2 Arena. David Hay making a successful ring return, stopping Mark Mori in the opening round of this heavyweight contest that was scheduled for 10. All smiles on the face of David Hay. Not quite sure what we've learned during the course of that contest, but he's most certainly back, as he's telling the crowd right there, and that means he feels he's back in this exciting heavyweight mix.
And you know what the people are going to demand after seeing a knockout like that? Bring on Joshua, bring on Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury said, I'm not going to have any of David Hay, but Anthony Joshua and David Hay, I mean, you can't help but imagine about those types of matchups coming up in the next upcoming months. It's just so exciting in this UK territory.
And give yourself the edge on trebles and above. Just tap the Acca Edge button, tap to place your bet. Then, if one leg lets you down...
I'm all right, I Acca Edged it.
Boom. Betfair will instantly give you your whole stake back in cash. Betfair Acca Edge. Tap, tap, boom.
Back.